Hello MHS, it is October 13th. I am Colin Hogendorn.
And I am Jonas Keeler. This is the World News Update.
In Germany, terror suspect and Syrian migrant Jabbar al-Bakr committed suicide in his jail cell in Leipzig Wednesday night. The suspect was suspected of planning a deadly attack on a Berlin airport. Authorities raided his flat in Chemnitz on Saturday and found 1.5 kilograms of TATP, a homemade explosive much like the explosives used in the attacks in Paris last year and the attacks in Brussels last March. The suspect was detained on Monday after 3 other Syrian migrants tied him up in their apartment and notified the police. Authorities say that the suspect went through psychological assessments and was deemed as having a risk of suicide, but not acute. Originally, he was given top-level supervision and was given regular checks every 15 minutes, but a few hours before his death, a panel of experts agreed to increase that interval to 30 minutes. His death severely hampers German investigations into the bomb plot.
In other news, King Adulidej of Thailand died Thursday in Bangkok. At the time of his death, he was the world's longest reigning monarch and head of state, reigning for 70 years, 126 days, making him one of the longest reigning monarchs of all time. He was also the world's richest monarch in the world. Born in the US, he was educated in Switzerland before moving back to Thailand to ascend to the throne. He took over in 1946 after the Japanese occupation during World War II. He was respected by the people of Thailand and was a key figure in Thai society. The question of succession is now being asked. The most likely candidate to be crowned king is Prince Maha Vajiralongkorn, who was dubbed Crown Prince by King Adulidej in 1972. He seems to have the backing of the Thai military, but lacks the popularity his father held. Many of the Thai people would prefer the king's second daughter, Princess Maha Chakri Sirindorn, to be crowned regent. She is known by the Thai people as Princess Angel for all of her charitable work and kind-hearted disposition.
Okay, in other news, the nation of Ethiopia declared itself in a state of emergency that will last 6 months last Sunday due to escalating violent protests calling for a change in government. In a state of emergency, a nation's government suspends normal constitutional rights and procedures so it can retain or create order. The Ethiopian government has authorized the warrantless detention of uncooperating citizens, blocked social media sites, and shut down mobile internet services. In many tense regions of the country, this is the first time the nation has entered a state of emergency since the dominant party. The Ethiopian People's Revolutionary Democratic Front came into power 25 years ago. The protests are in response to long-standing racial marginalization of the Oromo people, the largest ethnic group in Ethiopia, making up 1/3 of its population. Last year, the government made plans to expand its capital, Addis Ababa, into the Oromo regional state. This is when the protests began in earnest. Since then, the government has abandoned their plans, but the protests have only escalated. All this came to a head on October 2nd, the Oromo holy day of Irrecha, where outright riots began. Since then, the government claims that over 50 people have died as a result of these protests, blaming the deaths on troublemakers in the crowds. Ethiopian activists, on the other hand, say that more than 500 people have died as a result of tear gas and security force bullets.
Also, US and Russian officials, along with representatives from Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Qatar, will meet in Lausanne, Switzerland on Saturday to negotiate another ceasefire between all groups involved. The goal is to again suspend violence and get humanitarian aid to civilians in the middle of the Syrian conflict. This has been your World News Update. Thank you.